Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, or maybe welcome back to the channel. I'm Bryce Edwards. I've been seeing this topic brought up a lot, and it's all the millionaires and billionaires moving from Los Angeles, San Francisco, places in California, and they're moving here to Las Vegas. People like Mark Wahlberg are really making the name for themselves by being some of the first people to really establish roots here. And from what I'm seeing, it's more than just a tax savings or just a way to hoard some more of your money. It's more of a total lifestyle change when it comes to moving to Las Vegas for these people. So today I want to talk about a couple of articles that I've seen recently, break some of those down, and then I'm going to give you 5 tips that I would give to anybody moving from California that wants to know a little bit more about living in Las Vegas. So as I mentioned in the beginning, there's 2 articles I want to mention. Both of them are going to be linked in the description below. And one of them's from the Review Journal. The other one's from People Magazine, where they interviewed Mark Wahlberg. To me, the real theme in both of these articles comes down to the people choosing to leave places in California and moving here to Las Vegas. And it's not just the pandemic happening anymore where they needed to save money or they use it as an excuse to get out. In the last decade or so, Las Vegas has changed so much. It used to be a city where you could really just move to get a savings on what you were doing before. But during that time, we've now added the Raiders, we've added the Golden Knights, the Las Vegas Aces, Formula One, and soon possibly the Oakland A's as well. What that's really doing, in my opinion, is it's giving a lot of these high net worth individuals a chance to experience Vegas on a little bit longer term plan. I have a lot of clients now that are looking here that have season tickets to the Raiders, but they live in California. They're looking to make that transition because they've just been spending so much time here. They've really come to understand what Vegas is really about. Even if you're just a remote worker, you have so many opportunities for shows within a 20-minute drive to the Strip, whereas if you live in a place like Los Angeles, maybe you'd have to schedule out an hour each way to go to the beach or something like that, depending on where you live. So a lot of that's really factoring into the livability here as well. Even right now, the current estimates are showing that about 115 people are moving to Las Vegas each day, and approximately 5,000 people move from Los Angeles to Las Vegas in the month of August alone. So as someone who's lived in California before, I can speak firsthand to what the differences are between Las Vegas and a place like Los Angeles. Some of the things I've noticed when you compare the two places is you have the shorter commute times with just about anything you do. It's no longer a chore just to go to the grocery store. When it comes to the financial side of it, when you're paying all of these state income taxes, you're really wondering, where is this money actually going to? Because a lot of the initiatives that get passed, it doesn't seem like they're really ever making headway on stuff like that. And if you're watching this, you're probably feeling a little bit of the same way. I mean, in a high tax state like California, you can easily be working half the year essentially for free for the government when you factor in all the different taxes you pay in a place like Los Angeles, for example. And as you can see from this little snippet in this article that I mentioned earlier, it's not even just about the money for a lot of these people. It's also a shift in just the politics of it. A lot of people don't like where California is heading, and they're trying to get ahead of that by moving to a place like here. And with Las Vegas's heavy dependence on gambling and tourism, they really have to keep this city as safe as possible. And I think that really plays into Las Vegas's favor. You can't have stories out there of bad things happening on the Strip or at these different shows when it relies so much on people flying into town and feeling safe and comfortable. And then on the real estate side, this Review Journal article was actually written at an event in the Summit. And over the last 10 to 15 years, the Las Vegas landscape has really changed as far as what they're offering. We have places like the Ridges, the Summit, Acaya, MacDonald, Highlands, and all of this is really catering to those high net worth individuals. These are all larger homes. Some of them are offering great views, and all of them are guard gated. Places like the Summit, for example, they cater to the high net worth individuals. This is called often the Beverly Hills of Las Vegas, and it's one of the most prestigious areas in town. Currently, you can buy a condo in there for just over $7 million. You can buy a completed home for a little bit over $23 million. Or you can buy just a plot of land to build on for $8 million in there. And it's not only just really expensive real estate in there, it's also some of the most secure real estate. It's known for its high level of security. A lot of the staff in there are former service members that were in elite divisions like the SEALs. And on top of that, they have some of the most high-tech security because since they're backed up to the desert over there, they can see somebody coming miles off before they can even see the summit themselves. Right next to that, you have the ridges, which offers a very high level of living as well. This area is known much more for blending in with the landscape. It's actually an interesting area that they don't have streetlights within the community, so it really gets dark when you're in there at night and you really blend in. And then on the other side of town, you have places like MacDonald, Highlands, and Acaya. These places rival the views of something like the Hollywood Hills, but for a fraction of the price. They have a lot of amenities over there, great clubhouses, golf courses, stuff along those lines. On my side of town over here in Summerlin near the summit, Mark Wahlberg's really pushing to get this Hollywood 2.0 going right now. If that comes to fruition, it's going to be a huge push to get more people into Las Vegas that can do high-paying jobs. Places like the Summit, the Ridges, those places will be very valuable and likely appreciate much more because the area will be surrounding that new Hollywood studio. Now that we've kind of talked about what's going on and why people are moving here, and I've given you some of the insights on there, let's talk about the 5 things I would tell any new California person thinking about moving here and what they should know. Number 1, transfer your residency ASAP and make an appointment with the DMV if possible sooner than later. You have 30 days from when you move here and establish residency to get your Nevada driver's license, but sometimes those lines can be hundreds of people long. I saw that during COVID when people were lined up at 6 in the morning just to get a spot in there. And you really want to get on this sooner than later because California does not want you to leave with your tax dollars. So the sooner you can establish this, the better. Number 2, if you're coming from a place like San Francisco or maybe Los Angeles, depending on where you're at, walkability is terrible here in most places. Our grid system is mainly made of blocks that are about a mile apart. So there's not really a lot of opportunity to walk from place to place. You're heavily car dependent, but the good news is you can travel basically the entirety of the city in about 20 minutes. The third thing I would tell you is where you live in the city can determine how hot it's actually going to get in the summer. Over here in Summerlin, we stay about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than you would feel if you were on the Strip. That's due to a number of factors, the main one being we're higher in elevation over here. But number 2, we have the most parks and the most trees. So the green landscaping really helps on this side of town to keep it much cooler than it does when you're just in a concrete heat sink. Number 4 is even though it's cheap here in Las Vegas, it's not like what it was 10 years ago. And what I mean by that is your gas prices will be cheaper than a place like Los Angeles, but it's not going to be half the price. Same with your milk, same with your groceries. It's going to be expensive, it's just not going to be as expensive. And my last tip, number 5, is our water is very hard here. So if you're somebody who likes to take care of their hair and their skin, you should know that our water has tons of minerals in it, so you should really try to get a place and install a water softener in there. And it's not only just for your hair and skin, you should also know this wreaks havoc on your plumbing system. You have to replace your fixtures far more often when you have all this calcium buildup. Not to mention if you have a glass shower, you can really get these hard water spots really embedded into the glass in there. So nothing too groundbreaking in this video. These tips are probably common knowledge to a lot of you, but some people might find that valuable. And I'll link those articles below so you can kind of get a feel for that as well. We specialize in helping people relocate from places like California, Washington State to Las Vegas. So if you're interested in that, please use the meeting link below, schedule a one-on-one like this or jump on a call with us. We have tons of information on this channel, so you can always just subscribe below, catch up on what's going on, and soon we're gonna be doing some neighborhood spotlights, especially on some of these that we've mentioned. So thank you for watching. Please drop a like on this video and we'll see you on the next one.